Good morning. I am making breakfast. This hotel does not provide breakfast, but they have what used to be their breakfast area. And that's the only place with a microwave, so I have to go down there to make my oatmeal. Oatmeal would be a good, easy thing to make. I could have made overnight oats. I do prefer hot oatmeal better, so I'm glad they had a microwave at all, because when I looked this up online, there was no mention of a microwave or even a fridge in my room, so I'm really glad I have that at least. This oatmeal looks kind of gross now. It won't look much better once it's hot, but it's regular oats. I sweetened it with some cookie crumbs from the cookies I packed with me, and then the powder on top is mushroom matcha powder, which I usually drink every day in some form. Today it's in oatmeal form. And back in my room, I'm also going to take some Emergen-C. I mean, who gets sick with a cold in the middle of summer? This is ridiculous. So of course I've got to pack some medicine in my day bag today. My day bag's a lot bigger than yesterday because I also packed food for lunch. And we are off for the day. Let's go. It's so cool to step outside and just see that. So there was this maintenance guy driving around the parking lot in his golf cart, and he stopped and we chatted for a few minutes. Eventually he was telling me a few things about St. Louis, you know, things that I should do, and talked about where I was from, and then he asked for my name, and then he said, oh, there was a Jessica and she's the only one I regret not marrying. And I asked for his name, and his name was Mitch. I'm like, there's no Mitch that I regret not marrying, so. But then he said I should be married. He didn't propose or anything. I don't know if he's married or not anyways, but yes. I don't know, just a funny little conversation. One of the things I don't record conversations with other people, but they're kind of fun when you stop and chat with people. Okay, I guess not every conversation is fun with random strangers, because I was just crossing paths with another person on this bridge. They were coming the other direction, so I just nodded and said good morning. His response was, "You're white." And I was like, oh my goodness. I just made it into the park. It's a little bit after 8:30. The museum that's underneath the arch opens at 9 o'clock, and that's also where the ticket booth is for the rides that go to the top. That's also when the ticket sales open, is at 9 for the daily tickets that you don't have to reserve ahead of time. So I'm wondering, because now that I know a little bit more about how this works, I'm wondering if I can get a ticket to go to the top today. And that, whether or not I can get a ticket will determine what I end up doing today. I don't know how I feel about this lake. I know it's more like a reflecting pool type of thing, but it's just so artificial. Alright, I was waiting in that line, but they released the mobile tickets a little bit early, so I was able to get one on my phone. So I'm gonna head to the courthouse for just a little bit because it's almost 9 o'clock and my ticket to go to the top is at 9:45. I spent $22 on it. It was $19 for the peak season ticket and then the $3 convenience fee. I think it's well worth it, especially since everything else I've done so far has been completely free, other than buying dinner last night.
Indeed. Absolutely.
Oh wow, the way my voice echoes. What if I step to the side and not in the center? It doesn't sound the same. So this will probably be the only exhibit I have time for before I go back to the arch, but it's a really interesting exhibit about the enslavement in St. Louis specifically. The majority of slaves worked as laundresses, and it is very difficult to push this arm. There we go. But yes, it was a terrible job, I guess, because of all the labor and chemicals they had to work with, and it was just dangerous. Alright, and back to the arch. I'll definitely come back here later, though. There's a lot more exhibits I want to see. Back where I was not too long ago. Good. No line, or not too much of one. So I have a little bit more time. I wanted to make sure I had a buffer in case security took longer or something, but I've already seen the museum. Let's see if there's anything else to dig into. So there's 2 trams for the 2 sides of the arch. I was assigned to the south tram and they started taking the 9:45 tickets. Got my boarding pass.
Arch spanning across decades. Some are from as early as 1963 when construction first began. Some are from as recently as this last year. And now a few came together and they were like, yeah, it's about time we finally built that monument. Unsurprisingly though, they had no idea what they wanted it to look like.
Alright, I am on tram 6. So it's a 4-foot doorway. I might hit my head. This is tiny. Oh, it feels weird the way we're moving back and forth as we go up the arch.
It does. Oh, yeah. How cool is this architecturally, though? Cool. Oh my goodness, this is scary. It's okay.
Welcome to the top of the arch. There's the courthouse I was just in.
Holy moly.
So much of the city I haven't seen yet. And the reflecting lake down below. I'm 630 feet in the air.
Over here is the School of Science.
That's crazy. Alright, and this is the other side, so look into Illinois. There's my hotel down there. And the Mississippi River. It's Illinois, so there's not much else. You can see for miles because it's really flat. And there's the bridge I walk across every day here. Yep, not much going on in East St. Louis compared to actual St. Louis. Got 10 minutes at the top and time to head back.
In your tram as some are spaced unevenly. Once again, please watch your feet on the stairs. Some are spaced.
Because we promised to be back in time to go lunch.
And that was the end of that. I've been above ground, I've been underground. I'm going to head to the actual ground now. Can you believe there's a bunch of people up there right now at the very top? Let's keep moving. There's a couple more things I want to see in the national park and then we might explore the rest of St. Louis. So I really enjoyed the tram ride. I think it definitely was worth the money. It's a maximum of $22 right now. I mean, if you're watching this in the future, they might have raised their prices, but it's dependent on the season. So $19 is the highest peak price it will be. And then if there's $3 extra for the convenience fee. You know, who's it convenient for? I don't know. But I think it was worth the money. If you are short on time though, it's not necessarily a must-do, but I definitely enjoyed it. I've been seeing this tower quite a bit, so I wanted to see the rest of the building. At least from the outside. I don't think it's open today. Or maybe it is. The door's open right now. Nice. Online it said it's closed on Saturdays, so again, don't trust Google. Okay. was pretty neat. Nothing too special about the cathedral. I've seen much grander ones, but this is the oldest cathedral west of the Mississippi, and it's kind of cool that it's within the middle of a national park. Now that we've seen the old cathedral, let's go back to the old courthouse. Let's go to the other exhibits that I haven't gotten to yet. So this exhibit's all about Dred Scott and his wife. Both of them tried to seek freedom in this very courthouse and were denied, and this was a really key role in the civil rights movement. When he finally did gain his family's freedom, he lived less than a year as a free man. But check this out. Look at that street sign. Yep, they named the street after him that has the courthouse that refused to grant him freedom. This court will now come into session with the Honorable Jessica Lippy presiding. Okay, I didn't notice coming up these stairs, but coming down, this is definitely not even. There's a slant to this. So now let's explore outside of the national park, the actual city of St. Louis. I'm gonna try to find the tram station because if I can ride the tram, that will get me to a lot more places. This is the corner with the metro station. Looks like I can buy tickets over there. I decided to get a pass for the whole day since 2 one-way tickets cost the same anyways. I think this is the emptiest metro I've ever seen. Is it like this in all the St. Louis stations? And now you can hear my train coming. My plan is to go to Forest Park, have a picnic lunch, and go to the zoo. The zoo is free, and so is the art museum at the park. So lots of free things to do in St. Louis. Welcome to Forest Park. Yes, it is raining. Well, this park is expansive, which makes sense because it is for the World's Fair, but it's a long walk to the zoo. The sun is coming out. This place really is gorgeous. I was getting hungry, so I figured this bench is as good of any to have my peanut butter pita lunch. Enjoy. Finally, we are almost there. And I guess I went to the side where the entrance was closed, so a little bit more walking. Here we are.
Ellie, do we really want to go?
So glad you got to see it basically the entire way. All because of your awesome best friends.
Oh, it's cold in here.
That's
Welcome to fake Antarctica. Oh wow. Puffins in the water, puffins on the rocks.
Yeah, that's a polar bear.
That's a polar bear.
Alright, so science side of Jess is gonna nerd out a little bit. So fun fact about flamingos. Did you know they would be white if it wasn't for all the shrimp they ate? The shrimp is what makes them pink. I do have a map, but I'm not really using it. I'm just wandering. This looks cool. Thanks for reminding me that I left dishes in the sink at home, Zoo. I decided to get some of the famous St. Louis ravioli mostly because I needed to sit down for a little bit. It's been a lot of walking today. Alright, back in action. These are painted dogs, which I don't think I've ever seen before. They're cute. Here's a hyena taking a nap, as all dogs do, it seems. But of course, cats also nap. And there are two cheetahs napping. Oh my god, a baby elephant! I think he's trying to steal Mom's food. I did get to see giant pandas at the last major zoo I went to, the DC Zoo last year, but this one has red pandas. You can only see its tail right there. Like, yeah, right there. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with this zoo. First I thought I hadn't been to a zoo in a long time, but I guess technically just a month ago I was at the Ark Encounter Zoo, which is very small. And previously I went to the DC Zoo last summer. That one is really cool, and that one's also free, but it is smaller than this one. Of course, I've also been to the San Diego Zoo, coming from San Diego, so yeah, that sets pretty high standards. I also lived near Omaha before too, and Omaha has one of the top tier zoos as well, so this one definitely is pretty well up there, and yet it's free. There's a turtle going as fast as it can.
Look at that snake and the turtle. What?
This is a reticulated python. It can grow to be 28 feet long, so that's the longest snake species.
What's in there?
This is a coati. I saw it when I went to Panama last year. They're just on the side of the road all over the place. And here's a sloth, going as fast as it absolutely can. Come on, Goose Lemur. Come on, Goose Lemur. If you like to move it, move it. It's a baby zebra. Oh my goodness, it's so little and cute. It's raining again. Camels seem a little bothered by it. They're not used to wet conditions in the wild. I'm in this little cave underhang with a bunch of other people, but we've got a great view. You get to see gazelles and camels. There's an ostrich. Over there, I kind of feel bad for that giraffe. I heard at another zoo that they really hate the rain. Here's another animal I don't think I've ever seen before, a Chinese goral. It's a type of goat. I thought these were zonkies at first, but they're not. I don't know if I can say what they are on YouTube though. Alright, I am going to try to make these kookaburra laugh on camera this time, because I know last time I saw a kookaburra, it laughed off camera but not on camera. Don't want to talk back? Okay. No, it wasn't your friend talking, that was me.
They're just not in the sun.
Oh, they're not in the sun to see all the colors?
I am currently standing in the flight cage from the 1904 World's Fair. These aren't the same birds that were here in 1904. Oh, look at her nest made out of grass.
These two are duking it out to figure out.
He's a couple years older than the other.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
But I don't think.
Well, when they're both fully grown, they kind of find out.
Right. And that's what these guys are all going to watch and see who ends up being the
I want to tell them to use their words.
Lay on the back so let the other one roll. Right there.
Them both in the cave? Well, we can't make them go in the cave.
Hey, seal. And other seal.
This is bad. Look at that butt.
And get it. Sit right here.
The zoo is pretty cool. I think I saw everything, or just about everything. I'm ready to head on to my next adventure, which is on foot, but it is closer to a tram stop, so it should all work out. Despite how much walking this is, I do enjoy walking through Forest Park. It really is beautiful. Highway, not so much. Well, as I exit the park, I do just want to comment that I always thought when, people talked about the St. Louis Fair, meet me in St. Louis, meet me at the fair, it was on the Mississippi River. It is miles away from the Mississippi. You see, I could have Ubered to my next destination. I could have Ubered anywhere here this weekend, but I'd miss out walking through this beautiful area of town that no tourist ever sees. They have lots of really cool flavors, including some rotating flavors. I ended up getting the tahini chocolate chip. I'm glad I got to go to that creamery. It started in St. Louis, but they do have other branches now, so I probably have to check them out when I go to other areas. But they had a really cool selection. Some of it's seasonal. They have 3 categories: naughty, nice, or vegan. Vegan obviously is non-dairy. The naughty ones have alcohol infused in them, so there's something for everybody. It is exactly a mile between the ice cream shop and the closest train station. I'm already over 30,000 steps today. There's a good chance I could hit 40,000. These houses feel so fancy to me, but I am looking at them through the lens of I don't even live in a house. So people who live in houses, let me know. Do you think these houses are fancy? This is the 3rd little free library I've passed. I haven't found anything I wanted to take yet, but it is fun to look. One thing I'm realizing about these supposedly fancy houses is they don't have garages. They must be really old houses that, didn't require garages because all the cars are parked on the street. I think that takes away some of the value, but still, these are gorgeous and supposedly historic. Now this is definitely a fancy church. It even has a lion head in its lawn, surrounded by lambs. It also has a bunny in the lawn. I don't know what biblical reference that is. I was so busy looking at this church I didn't even notice the one across the street. Just tons of fancy buildings around here. And I'm back at Forest Park, this time at the golf course. It is time to say goodbye to Forest Park. I'm soaking wet, but made it to... There we go. So I got off at Union Station because I do have that all-day ticket, and the guy that I talked to this morning, not the one that informed me I'm white, but the other guy, he told me that I should go to Union Station, and here we are. It looks pretty cool. I knew this fact, but I wasn't thinking when I bought the ice cream I should have just paid the extra for a cone because I was eating it right next to where it was invented. This is so cool. Like these actual trains. It's a carnival also. This is so cool. Making new use of an old train station. There's even a hotel. They've got an aquarium, a high ropes course. A lot of fun just to see. A lot of tourist trap type things, so didn't feel the need to spend my money on anything. Except maybe the ropes course, that did look enticing, but they had already sold out all their tickets for the day, so it wasn't even a temptation. But I'm going to head back to the actual train station and ride back to the Arch now. and then I'll have to walk the rest of the way. I realized that I can go across the bridge on the tram, so this is my view while still on the trolley. This is so much faster than walking. That was easy. Well, everything was going well, but then as I was exiting that structure, a bird pooped on my head. Welcome back to my hotel room. I immediately got in the shower because I was literally dirty from head to toe from walking around all day. The bottoms of my feet had caked on dirt, and of course you heard what happened with my hair. So I washed my hair like 3 times, conditioned twice. I feel clean now. It's just been hanging out here. It looks like it's raining and it's just kind of gross outside. Nothing necessarily I wanted to do tonight, so I'm just having my gooey butter cake in my room. So I was about to go to bed, but then I realized I want to see what the arch looks like at nighttime. It does? Oh wow. That's not how I expected it to look. Here, let me show you. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's kind of cool looking. It's like a completely different color than what I was thinking it'd be.